Hello, hello, hello. It is Burns. I'm here. And I wanted to share today that today is officially day 0 of my juicy jumpstart back into a more accelerated detoxification program. I wanted to let you guys know what I am doing to prepare for this, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. I want to let you know what I'm going to be juicing, and I want to let you guys know how you can plan to be successful for your juicy detox. So before I get into all of that, if you are tuning in, say hello, say where you are tuning in from, whether you are tuning in live, hi Violet, or whether you're tuning in on the replay. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from, because the thing that I find most amazing about this whole journey and sharing all of these beautiful teachings with you guys through this beautiful medium of Facebook Live is that there are so many of us watching from all over the world, and I am so honored that I'm able to spread and share this information that I have gotten from Dr. Morse and share it with you guys so that you can have success in your divine healing. Healing is a divine art, and if we can look at it like a divine art that it is, we can learn that art. And my mission in life is to help you guys understand what the art is and to use it in your life so that you can heal your body, heal from the fear, heal from the pain of illness, of disease, of diagnosis, heal from the pain of all the acid that we've put into our body. Yay, you finally got me live from Vaughn. Oh my God, Daniela, we are so close. So before I get into all of that, I want to just share this out. As you know, I love sharing this in the different Facebook groups that I belong to, because that's where I have learned so much information, and I want to pay that gift forward. And I am so blessed to be a part of some really amazing, powerful, informative, caring, compassionate groups that I found when I was starting my juicy journey. So what I want to do, just bear with me. I'm just going in. I'm going to read out the groups that I share this to, because I really believe in what these amazing groups are doing. So let's see. So share to a group. I'm just on my iPad over here, and I'm just sharing this as the beginning part of this, so that it gets out to as many people as possible. So the first group that I'm going to share this with is the Juicing and Raw Food Support group for your healing journey. I love sharing this there. Hi, if you're watching this from that group. Hello, all my people in Juicing for Health. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody watching from Solid Food Vacation / Juice Feasting, the John Rose group. And hello to everybody in Juicing Mama, MOMMA, into that group. Hello, hello. All of these groups, oh my gosh, so much valuable information. There's lots of different challenges that are also run in these groups, like in the Juicing Mama group. She's amazing. Oh my God, Trisha, you are. When I grow up, I want to be just like Trisha. She is amazing. You should check out her story. She's also on Instagram as Juicy Love Guru. Juice Love Guru. That's her on Instagram. So the other ones I wanted to share too are my Dr. Morse groups. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? Are you guys having a good Sunday morning? Or it might be Sunday night where you're tuning in from, if you're in Australia. Fans of Dr. Robert Morse, that's the other group that I always love contributing to. And Sharing the Detox Diet by Dr. Robert Morse, ND. That's the other group that I love. So now that admin work is done, let me have a quick sip of my juice. I'm drinking what is considered by Dr. Morse to be one of the most powerful juices for healing from cancer. Excuse me while I blow my nose. and healing from anything in the body. Actually, it is Concord grape juice, and that is one of the first things that I wanted to share with you. Excuse me. The grape juice is already kicking my ass. I'm not even gonna lie. We got this grape juice yesterday, and I want to talk about why I'm going to be feasting on this beautiful Concord organic, fresh pressed, not from concentrate juice, and the benefits of doing a grape juice fast. I want to let you guys know about that real quick. What else? Give me a moment. You know, sometimes when you drink your juice, you just feel it in your stomach. I'm feeling my grape juice. Give me a minute. So I'm on to my 2nd liter of grape juice for the day. And this grape juice, I'm committing to doing a 40-day Concord grape juice cleanse. It's going to be a huge, juicy jumpstart for my body. So if you don't know me, I'm Burns. Welcome to my Facebook Live video, which is also going to be shared out to my other social media platforms on Instagram and on YouTube. And but right now it's streaming live first on Facebook, because this is where my people are. Say hello if you're tuning in. If you're jumping in live, let me know where you're tuning in from. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know where you're tuning in from. But I'm Burns Bedard. I am a former teacher, former bikini designer. I am a certified detox specialist with Dr. Robert Morse. And I am also a life coach and a business and social media mentor. Yes, I do it all. And right now my focus is on helping people heal with this divine art of healing that I've learned from Dr. Robert Morse, and the power of fruit juices to completely transform our health one sip at a time. And it has been a beautiful journey. Today is Sunday, October the 18th. I am on day 140 of my juice cleanse. My first 40 days were on strictly juice, and it changed my life. I saw the benefit of it firsthand in my body, in my life, what it did to my psyche and my entire being, what it has done for me to live my life purpose, which I've been searching for so long, it seems. And even though I've done all those amazing different things, since being diagnosed with cancer in 2009, I have been on an incredible quest for my ultimate healing. I've done everything from studying the law of attraction to studying Dr. Joe Dispenza and his incredible, powerful, life transformative meditations, to juicing, to physical health, physical wellness. I've dabbled in all kinds of things. I've had my share of heartbreak. I've had my share of triumphs. I have had all throughout all of it. I have had a powerful transformation of my entire being, and I feel very grateful and very blessed that I'm finally able, I'm able to now pull all of the disciplines that I have worked through my professional and personal life and health healing life together into one beautiful opportunity for myself to share this with you guys, to share what I have learned through my certification program with the International School of Detoxification with Dr. Robert Morse, to share all of this in a really fun, I hope, educational and entertaining sort of way, so that you can use what I have learned to heal your body, because I understand firsthand how I'm able to do this, because I have and I continue to do this on a daily basis. So that's who I am. That's what this is all about. And starting tomorrow, I have declared that I'm going in with another 40-day juice feast to clear my body, to amplify the detoxification that I'm already doing, to kind of put the gas pedal, to put to the metal again. You know, so this whole detox process, this whole detox process is not about being rigid, although it might seem rigid when I'm about to explain to you what I'm doing, but it's not when you look at it as I'm doing this juice cleanse as a juicy jump start, as a 40-day jump start to an already amazing and healthy protocol that I've been doing for 140 days. And this whole lifestyle for me is about give and flow, ease, and give and take. Thank you, Alana. Alana says, teach us, oh wise one. I'm going to teach you everything I know. Come here. Come here. I got it all for you, and I want to share it all for you in a really fun way so that you guys can join along. I don't know what I was saying right before that, but the purpose of these videos is to support you on your way, because I know that a lot of you want something extra, want something, you want a little bit more success at what you're doing. You want to really tap into your healing abilities, and I want to. That's my inspiration. That's my motivation for doing this. I had a great question the other day. Somebody said, when I announced that I was doing this, they said, why? But why? And it's because I want to take things to another level. I'm not satisfied. I enjoyed the benefit of doing my first 40 days and then the subsequent 100 days of 80% juicing and 20% chewing raw vegan type food, raw meals. And now I feel like it's a perfect time. I enjoyed all the food. I enjoyed all the cooking. I enjoyed, the whole process of being in the kitchen and all the recipes I created for you guys. And that was all amazing. But now what I want to do is I want to focus back in on a little more intensity, a little more accelerated detoxification. I want to push myself to experience a greater awareness, a greater consciousness, a greater level of health and well-being. And I want to do it this time with you guys one-on-one in this group setting type of format as I do it in real time. Because when I did my first 40 days, I was doing it on my own. Well, I was living with my sister at her cottage at the time, and I certainly was doing it with her. I was handing her her juices. By the way, it's her birthday today. Everybody wish my sister a happy birthday in the comments. Happy birthday, Debbie is her name. But what I want to do this time around, I did it kind of on my own, kind of solo. I didn't know what I was doing. When I'm just newly trying to figure out and get my understanding in a subject matter, that's really not when I'm going to launch it out to the world as, hey, look at me, let's do this together. But now, after 140 days of this, I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly how this is going to unroll, right? Roll out. I know exactly what my body can do, but I know that there's more to experience. But I want to do that with you guys in person. So every single day. So I'm going to break down for you what I am doing. I'm just going to let her know. Hold on one second. I think I can do this. No, I'm going to do it on my iPad. I'll let her know that people are wishing her happy birthday in my Facebook Live. Oh, I need to get my keypad. Let me get my keyboard. Hold on. Oh, is this not? Oh, I can just type it here. Wait. I just sent her a happy birthday message and she sent me a message back. Thank you. People on my Facebook Live now are wishing you a happy B-Day. Okay, here we go. Wish her a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Debbie. Okay, so here we go. So what I wanted this video to do is, now that we've gotten through that little bit of an introduction as to who I am and why I'm doing this, I want to let you guys know what this is all going to involve. So if you want to participate in this, if you've been looking for that extra little bit of motivation to get started on your juicy detox, and if you wanted to do this with somebody but you don't have anybody to do it with, you know, it's always easiest and best to do these kind of challenges when you're doing it with friends, with someone that you know. I figured, let's just do it all together in real time. So what does this mean? I am committing to myself something that you don't have to commit to yourself on. The timeline. The timeline that I am choosing for my juicy jumpstart, hashtag juicy jumpstart, is 40 days. And now why 40 days for me? Well, because the first time I did this, I naturally did it to 40 days. I didn't even realize when I started back slowly incorporating food back into my juicing life, I did not realize that I was at 40 days. Now, 40 days is a very significant number. It's spiritually significant. It is symbolically very significant. We know that Jesus went into the desert for 40 days and 40 nights, right? We know about the fasting that was done. And when you fast, you elevate your consciousness. So it is a very spiritually important number for me, because I've experienced it. I know how quickly it goes by. I know the changes in my body that I'm going to experience when I do something for 40 days. And I want to challenge myself to really... I want to challenge myself on... I like to be challenged. Do you guys like to be challenged? Let me know in the comments if you like to be challenged. I like to be challenged. When I'm doing something, if I don't have a challenge, it's like... it's not quite the same. You know, it's not quite the same. So for me, I chose 40 days. You can choose 1 day, 3 days, 10 days, 100 days. Doesn't matter. But what you're going to find is that you're going to get... if you work with me and you stay with me and you tune into the daily Facebook lives, which are going to help you get through the challenges, if you stay with me and if we do this together, you might get to the end of your allotted time that you had in your mind, and you might say, I kind of want to do another 5 days, or maybe I want to do another day, right? You don't know how you're going to feel when you get to that. You might get to I might get to day 20 and just say, I have got to tap out. This grape juice kicked my ass so hard. I can't do it. I just can't do it. It's not going to happen, right? I'm just setting the intention for 40 days. And I'm just setting also the intention that if I feel that I want to do more than the 40 days, that I'm going to do more than the 40 days. The number is just to have that benchmark to work to. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I used to run. I used to hate running. I sucked at it. I'm not very strong cardiovascularly, and I absolutely hated running. But there I was for a variety of reasons. I was running, and what I would do is I would get myself to the next lamppost or to the next tree. And I would just say, just get to that next tree, Burns. Just get to that next tree. And then you can figure it out then. If you need to walk when you get to that next tree, you can take a break, you can walk, but just get to that next tree. And oftentimes what would happen is I would get to that next tree and I would be like, I would sometimes get in a zone and I would forget that I passed the tree. And then I would go, okay, I can do another tree. Let me get to that other tree. Hey, Russell, thank you. Great question. That was another thing I wanted to talk about. So thank you for asking. So Russell Damon asks, what time of day are you going to do your Facebook Lives? Now, for this Juicy Jumpstart, for the daily Juicy Jumpstart videos, I'm going to go live every noon Eastern Standard Time, approximately. Okay, so it might be 12:10, it might be 11:50, but it usually won't be beforehand because I will wait. If I'm ready earlier, I'll wait. But sometimes what happens is I might get on a call like I did today. I was chatting with someone from Melbourne, Australia. Hi, Jude. I was helping her out with some mindset stuff because the mind is a tricky one. You know, our minds will keep us trapped in some really self-defeating patterns of behavior. Hi, Vicky. Oh my God, you're live. Yay. Vicky, I was about to call you this morning to chat because we were chatting on WhatsApp. And then I got another call come in that somebody really needed to talk to me right away. And I jumped on that call. So it could be approximately 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time every single day. Now, why am I doing this? That is a tool for me to stay accountable to what I promise for myself. Okay? I need all of the backup that I can get when I am doing something that pushes me hard. Okay, when I had my bikini design business and I was designing suits, I had the deadline of the girls' shows, and I set a deadline of my deadline was always a month before their show. That's when I needed them to have their suit. So I'm deadline and driven and task oriented when it comes. I'm very efficient. If I commit to something, it's balls to the wall till I get it done, and to do it to the best of my ability. So setting a daily challenge for myself every single day, I am going to turn my camera on. It doesn't matter how I feel, and I know that that's going to be a challenge in and of itself, because sometimes your detox kicks your butt real hard. I know I've experienced my own healing crises, and it's hard on the body, I'm not going to lie. But it doesn't last long, and it doesn't stick around forever, and it's just the body's way of expectorating, getting rid of, drawing out the toxins and the acid that is stuck in our cells, and and the spaces around our cells, the lymphatic fluid. It's that stirring up of those things to be pulled out and removed from your body. That's what can make you feel crappy on a detox. The goal is to not be afraid of that. The goal is to say, you want to your body, you want to detox me? Oh, I'm going to detox you. I'm going to detox you. Where's my grape juice? Come here, lemon juice. Lemon juice scares the pants off of me. I see some of you guys doing lemon fasts, and I'm just like, I am not worthy. More power to you. So by setting a goal of noon every day, I'm committing to you that I'm showing up for class. These are going to be like a class. These are going to be inspirational. These are going to be like you took the Dr. Robert Morse certification program, and I'm bringing you along on that class outline. I'm teaching you the same thing that is in the class outline from Dr. Morse certification program, and if you are so inclined, doing it while you are in the middle of your juicy jumpstart, you're not only are you going to learn how the body works and how the body detoxes, not only are you going to learn about your own healing crisis and detox symptoms, not only are you going to learn about the benefits of herbs and botanicals to support and nourish your cells and tissues and organs for absolute regeneration of everything that is not working properly in your body, but you're going to be able to do it while you're detoxing on the most accelerated level of detoxification. And for me, that's super exciting. It's like, oh my God, class is in session. Let's go. I want to go. I want to learn as much as I can possibly learn about this. So every day at noon, I am going to be right here. I'm not starting a group for this divine art of healing through natural traditional naturopathy. I'm not starting a group for it because I don't have time to manage a group. It's not where I want my energy to go. My energy is going to go into finishing my website for you guys, so that is like your textbook for your course in the divine art of healing, right? So that's going to be your textbook from me, all right there laid out for you, everything that you need to know, everything that it's really easy to navigate and click all around and just get the information in the timing that you want and in a way that is beautifully appealing, because I'm a visual person. That's just how I do what I do. And the 12 noon Facebook Live videos are going to be your opportunity to pop in, to ask me your questions, to get support, to let me know what are the areas that right now, today, on day whatever, this is what I'm struggling. Burns, can you help me? I'm experiencing this. Or it's going to be like a true classroom experience. I am an actual teacher. I have my Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and my Bachelor of Education in teaching within the Ontario school system. And I know how to combine things in a certain way so that your learning is one based on the actual knowledge of the work. Like I don't have my, oh yes I do, the actual knowledge of the work through this course book, all right, this textbook from Dr. Robert Morse. I highly recommend that you order this right away if you don't have it already. I'm also going to upload the PDF file to my website, so if you cannot afford to get the this is like $39 or $32 online. If you can't afford to get this, or if you don't have the resource, whatever, if you don't want to get it, I recommend having it, because as you can see, it's like, it's well used and well loved. I reference it all the time. I go back, I'm like, oh, what is that? What do I want? Somebody asked me about bone growth and repair. Let me go check that out. The skeletal system. You know what I mean? It's like so good. I highly recommend that you pick this up. But even if you don't, I'm going to have the PDF version on my website. And that website, like I said, is going to be your resource, so that when you want to really understand and have confidence inside of yourself that this is that you're doing everything that you should be doing, and you're experiencing everything that you should be experiencing while on your detox. This entire process that I'm creating for you, this entire course, really, this is a living, breathing, in-person, interactive, and experiential course in the divine art of healing. Right here, for free, on my Facebook Live, that'll be also on my YouTube and also on my Instagram. And we've got some comments coming here. So let me just scroll back up. So I had, hi Debbie. Debbie Moser says hello. She's the grape gods. She's got the grape goods. Oh yes, I do. I want to talk to you about the grape juice that I'm going to be having for this cleanse. And until last week, every time I saw somebody post in some of the Dr. Morse groups about bottled juice, I was like, no, it's got to be fresh pressed, it's got to be organic, it's got to be fresh pressed, it's got to be nothing that you buy in a store. And then I had my mind explode, my brain explode, when I went to Dr. Morse's student site, rawfigs.com. You want to put that in the comments, somebody? rawfigs.com, where this one student has indexed all of all of Dr. Morse's earlier videos. So it's not too many of the recent videos are indexed, but the ones from a few years ago. And lo and behold, I'm listening to Dr. Morse literally say in his own words that if you can find, may as well talk about this right now because we're talking about it right now, but if you can find organic grape juice that is Concord grapes, the better. And this is organic Concord grape juice, made from fresh pressed organic Concord grapes, and it's in a bottle. And Dr. Morse was saying in this video that the power and the energy within the Concord grapes is so high that even light pasteurization does not, and bottling does not affect the electromagnetic energy that you will receive in the body like you would in just regular cooked juice. Like, I was like, what? He was like, it's been measured to have very high electromagnetic energy, just as a huge testament to the power of Concord grapes in particular. Concord grapes are known as the tumor buster. And anytime I have ever heard Dr. Morse talk about the diet protocol for people with cancer, and he talked about this at length in our certification program, he talks about some fruits being more the most ideal. Lemon juice fast, followed by grape fast. Those are the two highest level of detoxification. And he often says, you know, if you can do a 20-day grape fast, you're going to knock everything out of your body like in no time, right? He talks about tumors being completely gone, cancers being completely healed with doing with some people who've done a 20, 30, 40, 50-day juice fast, but that is some intense stuff. And I was like, well, I can handle some intense stuff. I think this is my way to really experience the ultimate in detoxification protocol for a limited period of time. I am going to go back after I do my juice feast with Concord grapes. I am going to go back to my 80% juicing, 20% eating, because I also like to eat food. And like Dr. Moore says, if you can heal and get your kidneys filtering, you should be able to process and digest a little bit of cooked food. Do you want to have mainly raw food? Yes, because when you cook food, you cook the life force, electromagnetic life force out of it, apparently with the exception of Concord grapes. But so I just thought to myself, this is going to be it. This is going to be it. And then my friend in Orangeville, where I used to live, my beautiful friend Tanya, who used to be one of my crystal embellishers when I had my bikini design business, and she was a great friend, and she had a beautiful little spa in her home, and now she does Reiki healing work, and I can't wait to see her, not next week, the week after. I'm going to go up for a visit, and we're going to have a beautiful time together. But she messaged me and said, look what I just got at Harmony Whole Foods here in Orangeville. So yesterday, Dali and I drove up and I got a case of this, and it is absolutely delicious. So if you live in my neck of the woods, you can find this, because they're the manufacturing, the family-run business that makes this juice is in Mississauga, which is like a 40-minute drive from me. So what I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to see if I can take us on a field trip to the company and the factory where this juice is made. How would you like that? We're going on a field trip. I'm going to take you guys. I hope they let me in. I hope they let me share with you guys this from their factory. So I'm going to contact them tomorrow. But any brand, there's a Lakeland brand, there's a Knudsen brand that's part of in the States. So as long as you can find fresh pressed, organic, not from concentrate, in a glass bottle grape juice, you're good to cleanse with that. So I thought, this is just going to be my juice that I'm going to have. I'm just going to do a feast. I'm going to put this over here. I'm just going to have my grape juice cleanse using that grape juice because it tastes delicious. If Dr. Morse says that it's, that it's good for healing and cleansing, even though it's bottled, I'm going to believe the man himself. What do I know? I haven't done it, but I will have done it after 40 days, and I'll be able to let you know firsthand how it goes. I know what it's like to detox. I know what it's like to have my body pull stuff out of it that is like crazy. I've taken a picture of my first 40 days when I did my first 40-day part of this whole 140 days that I'm on so far. I took a picture of every single bowel movement that I had, and I know what came out of me, and it was absolutely shocking when you understand that I was not eating any solid food. You know, Dali and I had this conversation last night because as his detox specialist coach, I said to him, you know, don't really talk about bowel movements with our partners. Like, do you? I don't. But I said to him, how have your bowel movements been? And because he's been doing juicing for, let me go back down. Sorry. I was going to read comments and then I didn't. He's been doing this detox, this juicing protocol for, I think it's 119 days now. 119 days. He started on June 21st. I started on June 1st. And he mainly drinks watermelon juice. That's his main source of nutrition. He works and he usually gets about 6 liters of juice, watermelon juice in. He works a very strenuous construction job in sheet metal work on the top of tall buildings all day long. And it's a very physical, very demanding job, sometimes in the hot weather at 40 degrees and then above Celsius and then 40 degrees below Celsius, because he works winter and he works summer and he works everything in between, which would be fall and spring. And he is thriving. He just loves it. He's not, you know. Oh, Vicky says, I ordered mine on Amazon. That's so great that we can order this on Amazon. I checked my Amazon.ca and not an option for me, but Vicky, send me the link in a private message on the one that you got, and I will add that on my Amazon.com/shop/BurnsBedardCoach link, where I have listed all of the things that I use in my juicing journey to have a successful a time in the kitchen, whether it's with my dehydrator or my juicer or my Vitamix mixer and anything like that. So Vicky, if you send me the link, I will post it in my Amazon store so everybody can know which one, Lakewood and Knudsen. Yeah. Okay. So I'm doing mine for 40 days. You can choose how long you want to do yours for. All right. What I recommend though is when you do that, have a light deadline or goal. Make it flexible in your mind, right? Tell yourself, in my mind, I am making this goal, this commitment to myself that for X amount of days, I'm going to follow along and do the classes with Burns on her Facebook Live. You don't have to tune in live because I know it's like almost 3 o'clock in the morning right now in Australia, and my Australian peeps are probably and should be in bed sleeping, right? So you guys are going to have to, if it's not a suitable time for you, if you're working, if you have other obligations, it's okay, because I'm going to be popping these right onto my YouTube channel and right onto, they're all here. It's all going to be within the Facebook platform, but it's going to be easily accessed and cataloged on my YouTube channel, which is there. I've had a YouTube channel since 2009. You can see me on my YouTube channel in all my long hair, my flowing wigs. Now I'm just rocking my warrior mohawk, which I love, by the way. It's so much fun. I shaved my head this morning. You know what I noticed too with my juicy detox, since I've been doing this for 140 days, I have almost no gray hair anymore. and my hair is filled in. Like before, you could see right through to my scalp a lot more, but even with the backlight of the window, I'm pretty blown away by that. Like, that's a really good sign. Hi, Diane. Yeah, no Black River in the States because it is manufactured right here in town for me. Cool, huh? So let me see the rest. Yes, I will take you there. Elaine says, yes, please take us there. So you guys, I know, and one of the main reasons why I wanted to start doing this publicly with you guys as a sort of timed kind of, for this length of time challenge or course, that's really what it is. It's a course in the divine art of healing. And it's divine because it's not just about healing the body, you guys. If you think you're just going to be healing the body and that spiritual stuff, that's so woo-woo, you can just right now, because I'm letting you know that it is woo-woo. It's woo-woo. This is as woo-woo as it's going to get, right? You cannot heal the physical body and not also heal the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual bodies. And they really all go hand in hand. They all go together. We are a spiritual being. We're just residing in and driving around on this planet in this physical body. But we are so much more than this physical body. We're so much more. And we all come to this life experience, just to touch a little bit on, give you guys a little bit of a glimmer into the wholeness of what this program is going to involve, right? Especially if you're just new to me, you're just finding me for the first time now or very recently. I'm a life coach and a meditation mentor. I help people overcome themselves, get rid of the old personality and step into their future. I am a spiritual midwife for a lot of people where I support, I hold space for, I help them push when it's time to push, and I help them pant and distract and breathe and soothe themselves when it's time to do that as well. And I take that job very seriously and hold it with great honor and great respect and great appreciation that I'm able to do that as part of what I do. So the spiritual transformation that you go through as you go through this, the things you have to let go of, the things that surface that you have to be aware of, the things that come up that are ugly and that you have repressed all this time, that doesn't just happen in the body. That happens within the spirit as well. And my job in doing this is to not just share with you guys all the physical aspect of the physical detox, but to show you and help you along on the spiritual ride as well, because that is a very real part of this. As you already know, I'm preaching to the choir. You know what the challenges have been. You know how hard it's been. Like somebody said before, I started and I can go 3 or 5 days and then that's it. I can't do anything else. I can't do any more. And I feel like I'm failing 50 times over. That's the mental mind that you're having to detox right there. That's bullshit. That's not true. That's 50 times that you did 3 days. That's freaking amazing. That's 150 days. Whose comment was that? I know that somebody said that, right? What do you, Alana, I'm going to scroll up and find that. But Alana says, what do you suggest if we can't afford that bottle grape juice? How much do you spend on other food? How much do you spend on your other food? Andy says, day 14 here and your live streams are great. Juicy hype. Awesome. What are you spending on your other food? I want to ask you that question. Because if you're spending food on takeout and the meat that you're buying, meat isn't cheap, although you can find cheap meat, but what are you spending on every single day for your food? What is the cost of your health being bad? What is the cost of productivity when you're recovering from open abdominal surgery for 6 weeks and you can't do anything but lay in bed? What is the cost? What is the cost of the acid that you're putting into your body as it is chaining you to your house because you can't leave because you're so acidic that your skin is burning up at the first sight of the sun, because the sun creates an acid experience within the body, right? It's acidifying, whereas, you know, the cold is alkalizing to the body. You know, how much are you spending? And I get it. Eating like this and buying this kind of juice, this bottle is $6.50. If I have 4 of them in a day, I'm looking at about $28 to $30 a day for my nutrition during this juice feast. I think I'm worth that. I'm going to find the money from somewhere. If I don't have enough money, I'm not going to say I can't do it, so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to start with what I have. That's what I recommend. I loved the summertime. We juiced on a very cheap budget because watermelon, you get so much juice out of a watermelon. But what's the price of what you're paying for your medication? And even if you're in Canada and you get a lot of medication covered, if you don't have extended health, you still have to buy your prescriptions, right? If you don't have extended health, if you do have extended health, you're still paying for that. You got to stop seeing this as an add-on. All I'm doing is having this for the next 40 days. I'm not buying groceries for myself. I'm not buying all of the other crap that I used to spend money on before I started this. The coffee drive-thrus. What are you spending on coffee? Your coffee run. What are you spending on that meal with your... You can go and I know this is not for me. This is not... doesn't apply to everybody, but I know that there are a lot of you out there that will drop $120 on a meal for you and your partner. For one meal. Once a week. That's $120 that you could be feeding yourself something that is going to detoxify and heal your kidneys, heal your adrenal glands. When your adrenal glands get healed, it heals everything that your autonomic nervous system is responsible for, which is everything that functions in your body. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm just scrolling up here because somebody said, okay, Russell, my man, I keep giving up on day 4 to 6, 50 times. Well, that's 200 days of detox. Really? If you're giving up on yourself at day 4, and you've done that 50 times, giving up on yourself, your term, not mine. You ain't giving up on yourself at all because you keep getting back onto another detox. But if you've done it 4 times, and you've 4 days for 50 times, what's 4 times 50? That's 200 days. If you've done 6 days and you've given up 50 times, that's 300 days. So what is it? Are you giving up on yourself, or are you just practicing and keeping on trying and doing what you got to do? Even if you do this for 4 days, you're ahead of the game. Do what you can with what you have. Exactly. Was that not what I posted today? What was my post today? I had 2 posts that I was going to do today, and I ended up only posting 1, I think. I can't find it. I don't know. Do what you can with what you have. Okay? I understand that there are people that are on a serious budget and that really are looking at $0 in the bank account. Do what you can. You know that you are able, unless you are on food stamps and eating at the soup kitchen, which I know a lot of people are. I feel bad for when you're really in that place where you can't, when you're blocking your financial abundance and manifestation, right? I understand. I've been there. I've been there. I've been so broke that I went to the grocery store and I only had 11 cents in my account and I couldn't get anything. I've been there. But I'm just letting you know that if you set the intention and set it lightly, that the universe will open up for you and provide you with everything that you need to do this, and that you're doing it with the right intention, and that you're reaching out and helping other people discover this as well, right? By doing your posts in your own, on your own page, and hashtagging it the Real Juicy Detox, hashtag Juicy Jumpstart, and people within your circle are going to start looking at it and start saying, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You're inspiring me. The butterfly effect is pretty profound. You don't even know. 28 days, Russell, you're a pro. And when you go, Russell, when you break your fast and you start doing another protocol, you're not doing 100% juicing, what are you doing? Here's the other thing. I want to give you guys the guidance of what to do after your juicy detox is over. Even if you only go 10 days and we're still talking juice, I want to let you guys know as you go, for as many days as you have decided you're going to go, there's going to be a transition period off of the juicing and into a healthy lifestyle. And it's easy. It's not hard. Maybe, Alana, is everybody else, can everybody else hear me? Okay. I saw that comment you made earlier, Alana, where you said, what's happening? The stream is down. This stream is down? I hope not. What were you going to? Pringles? Okay, so if you're going to go from juicing to, you're going to go, sorry, a call was coming in. I forgot to turn off my notifications. But if you're going to go from juicing to eating food after that, all you need to have is the strategy of what to do after the juice. I bet you money. I bet you money. Dollar bills, dollar bills. I bet you money that you didn't have any coaching or guidance or assistance or information or inspiration or education, Russell, on what to do next. I bet you just came off of the juice part and just went, I bet you came off, did you come off of your juice cleanse and just go, I don't know what else to do? Well, fuck, okay, Pringles, come here, right? There's a detox that I encourage throughout my program whenever I start working with somebody, and it involves cleaning out the crap in your house. I don't have crap in my house anymore. I cleared it all out because I know if it's there, I'm going to be more tempted to eat that than something healthy for me. And that is exactly why I started uncooking, preparing raw vegan food. Because I knew if I'm going to go from juicing and changing my life with juicing and have a kind of end date when that would naturally come to an end, I had to figure out what I was going to put in my body after that. And being a foodie that I am, I frigging love food. I'm an amazing chef in the kitchen, very creative. And what I found was that the food that I was able to make and create, the desserts, the wraps, the raw vegan burgers that were not all nuts, and it wasn't beans and crap that most vegan places have. I knew that if I can create some of those things for myself, that I would be more successful coming out of the juicing, 100% juicing, and transitioning to going back to eating the foods that I loved, right? Because I so needed that. I am a foodie. Give me my food. I need my food. I want my food, right? I want my food. I want my food. So, so Russell, here's some strategies for you. Clean out that pantry. Get a big garbage bag and throw it in the frigging garbage. I don't care how much money you spent on it. Don't be giving it to other people because you're just giving them poison. Get the poison out of your house. That's one of the best starting tips that I can give you. Like, it's so important. Okay, so Daniela, if anybody is freezing, if this is freezing, if the stream is freezing for you, just you know, go out and come back in and refresh your browser, and hopefully that will work. Hey, Lana. Lana says, Burns, this is everything. The butterfly effect, exactly. Keep doing what you are doing, Burns. Oh, God bless you. I will, honey. Thank you. You are changing the world with your beautiful authenticity. Thank you so much. I love you so much. I appreciate you. And thank you for seeing me. That's all that I want to do here. I want to share with people and help people change their lives. I'm doing it with my life. I may as well do it publicly with you and see how many of us can we affect with this beautiful information, right? Let me see what other comments here. Oh, Becca said as well, I have juiced before, but single fruit is new to me. Where would you recommend I start? Which fruit to start reduction in inflammation? Awesome question. Thank you, Becca. I hope you're still tuned in here. So that's, you know, the best fruit to start with is the fruit that you love. If you don't love grape juice, if you don't love watermelon juice, don't drink it, right? I highly recommend finding the juices that you love, because that's your body's way of saying to you, that's what you need. All fruits have everything that you need in it to sustain a beautiful, healthy body, to provide the right fuel, all the vitamins, all the minerals, all the enzymes, which are activating agents for everything. All of the flavonoids, all of the astringent properties, all of the antibacterial properties, all of the everything, all of the right amount of protein. Yes, people, where do you get your protein from? Hang on a minute, let me think about that. Do I look like I'm lacking in protein? I'm not lacking in protein, because proteins are the building blocks, the building structure, the things that help us build our structure. And it's not protein that we need, it's amino acids. People think that, oh, amino acids are in meat, they're in protein, therefore I need to eat meat in order to get my protein. Yes, meat is protein, but it's also, we'll get into that in the classes. It's so not what promotes healing and health. All disease happens under an acid sky. All alkaline, all health and wellness and vitality happens under an alkaline sky. It's just chemistry. It's so simple, right? And when we put in these foreign proteins like chemistry, we create an acid, it has an acid, it leaves behind an acid ash residue in the body, and that is corrosive. Acids are corrosive. They agglomulate, they corrode, they cause our body to try to buffer that heat, that acid that produces in our body, and it buffers with inflammation. So we have swelling, we have inflammation, we have all the itises are all inflammation diseases. Arthritis, colitis, bursitis, appendicitis, all of those itises are inflammation. That's the first way that the body jumps into action. Inflammation, redness, swelling, itching, all of that. That's all the body jumping in to try to cool down the acid overload. Where that shows up in your body may be different based on your weaknesses, right? So the acid is only going to start corroding where it finds a weak point. So if you came with weak adrenals, and a lot of us did, if you came with a weak pancreas, right? Diabetes, if you came with a weak heart or with a weak brain or with a generally weak lymphatic system, because we get our lymphatic system from our mothers, we're attached to them umbilically to our mothers for 9 months, so we are getting her lymphatic system. And my mom, God bless her, she died of septic shock. She died of the septic effect, the sepsis in her body. The lymphatic system is our sewage system. And if you are not filtering out of your kidneys, you are getting septic shock. And I know some of my friends are even like long lifetime septic shock people who've had their colons removed, and who, it's just a hot mess. So many of us are weighed down with even weight, excess weight. That's the body's natural response to trying to protect us from ourselves. That when, for those of us who are overweight and who have struggled with our weight, or who are struggling with their weight now, the overweight side of acidosis, because acidosis can also produce underweight situations, excessive thinness. It's the same causal agent. It just shows up and is manifested in a different way, in a different organ, based on our weaknesses. All right. So some people think, well, that might be so for fill in the blank, but I have this fill in the blank disease, and will this work for me? Yes, the answer is yes, it will, because we're always addressing the cause of all of these diseases. The cause of all of these diseases in the body is acidosis, right? So we need to really remember that, and we need to, so when we're doing this, we're not that just doing this, willy-nilly. We're not just doing this randomly. This is totally changing so many things within the body. So which fruit to jumpstart a reduction in inflammation? Any fruit. What I am doing is I'm doing grape juice, like this beautiful bottle of grape juice back here. But I've done watermelon, I've done oranges, I've done coconuts. Keep your juices simple when you're doing this juice cleanse, okay? When you're doing this juicy jumpstart. I really recommend the simplest chemistry. Number one, it takes out all the guesswork. I've had people message and ask me, what juicing recipes? I'm like, juicing recipes? What's that? I'm kidding. I know what that is, because that's what I was doing in the beginning. I was doing all the different juicing recipes, all the different combinations of vegetable juice and even some combination of fruit juice. And then I realized how simple it was, and how much more my body preferred it, and how much more I detoxified on keeping it simple. So I recommend choosing a couple of your favorite types of juice and going with that, seeing how your body responds to it. Decide, well, I kind of feel like, listen to your body. I kind of feel like that's your body saying this is what it wants, right? From a higher perspective. Don't listen to it if it says, I feel like having chocolate chip cookies. That's your candida talking. That's not your body talking. That's your candida, yeast infection, parasitic infection. That's that talking. Okay, don't listen to that one. By the way, Russell, Pringles, craving stuff that's salty is a sign of adrenal weakness, because your adrenaline glands are what controls your sodium and potassium levels. So if you are craving salty food, know that is a craving coming about because your adrenals are weak. And if you're craving sweets, like I crave everything though. Like, come on, I'm not gonna lie, especially before I did this. I don't crave anything anymore. And when I do crave something sweet, guess what? I drink something sweet. If I'm craving something salty, I have vegetables. I may sprinkle a little bit of salt on something if I really want, but I don't really crave salt that much. So that's a good sign, I guess. Let me see what other comments are here. You guys are so amazing. Michelle Muniz says, I did the fast for about a week. That's awesome. Carrot and spinach juice have all the protein we need. Yeah, it's so true. We can get all of these amino acids from the vegetables. But when we're doing this for a detox purpose, we are not needing to think about and worry about structure building. We're already built. I'm all the structure I need, baby. I'm already built. I don't need structure material right now. What I need is astringency. What I need is antioxidants. What I need are the electromagnetic energy that is so much greater in fruit juices. What I need are the simple fructose monosaccharide, one sugar food. I don't need complex carbohydrates. I don't need sulfur producing acid ash food like protein. I'm going strictly 100% fruit. Yes. Kale is also loaded with protein. It's amino acids, right? So we need to stop looking at this as protein. There is a protein myth that says that we need all this protein. It's not the protein our bodies need, guys. It's the amino acids. And we don't need nearly as much as they have us believing. Is it, okay, Gwyneth, I'm sorry I waited so long to get to this question. I know you asked this question a while ago, and I'm here for you, girl. If you're still here, just let me know in the comments, okay? But I'm just getting to your question now that you're writing in the live, and I'm going to read it now. It says, is it true if you have diabetes, you cannot drink too much watermelon because it has too much sugar? No, that is 100% false. It has exactly the type of sugar that your body requires on a cellular level every single day to convert to energy within the body. So the body, when you understand how this works, it just takes this whole sugar myth, it takes this whole fruit myth and kicks it right to the curb, okay? Every single cell in your body has one job, Gwyneth. It has one job. Every single cell in your body has one job, and that is to create an energy cycle. In order to perform the other functions that it needs to perform, it's got to create an energy cycle to do so. All right? And your body needs what on a cellular level in order to produce a cycle of energy, or ATP, adenosine triphosphate, or whatever it's called? It needs oxygen and simple sugar. And fruits have the fructose in fruits, when eaten raw, when not processed, when not bonded, when it doesn't have the chemical bonding that happens when it's heated, except for grape juice, according to Dr. Morse. So I'm going to experiment with it and see if it's true. Except for grape juice, it is actually in the format in which your body is going to utilize that sugar to convert it to ATP, or energy, when combined with oxygen. When you eat fruits, especially when you juice them, it is absorbed directly into the cells. It doesn't have to go through any digestive process. It's absorbed directly into the cells, and it starts that process right in the mouth. Right in the mouth. When we eat complex carbohydrates, bread, pasta, all the grains, beans, those are complex as well. When we eat all the complex carbohydrates that have to go through, they have to go through a complex chemical process to break it down, to convert all those polysaccharides and disaccharides into monosaccharides, back into the format that our juice is already in. That chemical process creates a residue within the body that is acidic, which is going to corrode and continue to destroy and damage the organs and tissues within our body that are weak. And people who have a diagnosis of diabetes, what they have is a diagnosis of acidosis and pancreatic weakness, weakened by the acid. So it's a vicious cycle. If you're eating anything but fruits, you are putting yourself into a vicious cycle where you're continuing to damage your tissue organ, your organ that is weak, which is the pancreas, which is responsible for your absorption and utilization of sugar. Having said that, it's very important to realize that if you are diabetic and you're going to do this, you have to monitor your blood sugars very, very, very carefully, because almost right away, within a few days, your body is going to start normalizing your sugar levels. And if you continue to put in your your insulin, and if you continue to take your oral medication without slowly reducing the dosage or titrating down on those dosages, you're going to put yourself into a hyper state again, where your blood sugars are going to be going through the roof. It's not the fruit sugar that's causing your sugar numbers to go through the roof. It's the fact that you haven't stopped taking your external insulin. As your body is naturally bringing your sugars back down, you're jacking it back up with your insulin medication again. So you have to really be aware of what you're doing. Understand that the sugar myth is absolutely absurd. And understand that if you monitor your blood sugar, that you will successfully be able to transition off of all of that medication, because all of that stuff, when you take insulin and you're diabetic, you are shutting down your body's ability to metabolize sugars properly. It is very serious. You're continuing to damage your pancreas. You're not healing your body. And yeah, a lot of people are afraid of fruits. I was for most of my life because I bought into that same thing. I hope that answers your question. Strictly fruit juice? Yes. Certain fruit to get rid of candida? All fruits will get rid of candida. Candida is present in your body because it's feeding off of the complex sugars that you're putting into your body. And that candida is actually an immune response, something that happens within your body to protect you from the crap you're putting in. It eats up, it gobbles up all the lymphatic waste. It feeds on the lymphatic waste within your body that's not being filtered out through your kidneys. So when you incorporate a fruit diet, number one, you starve the candida, because candida ain't looking for no fructose. Candida is looking for complex sugar and complex carbohydrates. And when you starve it, when you starve the candida of the complex carbohydrates and complex sugars, it's going to no longer have a need within your body, and you're going to kill it off. It's going to astringe or pull the yeast and the candida out of your system so that it can be flushed away in through the lymphatic fluid and out your body through the kidneys. And it is the only way to heal from candida. Pain said, so want to absorb what you say. Okay, good. System interrupt, possibly due time, may need to break in segments. I don't know what that means. But does that mean that this is a lot of information? You need to break it down into segments? Yeah. It's a lot of information, and you need to break it down into segments. Repetition is important. If you follow my personal page here, and if you follow along on these videos, it's going to start sinking in, because I'm going to talk about different topics, and the way I teach is very fluid. It's not regimented. It's not, okay, chapter 1. It could be like that. It will be somewhat focused as we go through these 40 days, but you have to remember that it's all the same information. I'm always going to share the same information. All disease happens under an acid sky. All health and well-being happens under an alkaline sky. And the best way to learn and absorb that is to do it. If you can do this firsthand for yourself for 30 days, for 10 days, for 1 day, for 40 days, for 100, choose your amount of days. If you can do that and stick with it, and you can stick with it because you're not doing this alone now. You're not doing this alone. You're doing it with me, a certified detox specialist, certified by Dr. Robert Morse. You're doing this in a community of all these amazing people where you're not in this alone, right? You're doing it on your own because everybody's got to do it on their own. I can't drink your juice for you. You have to drink your juice for yourself, right? But you're doing this within a community and within an environment that is based on experiential learning. You're putting the juice in, you're feeling the detox symptoms, you're feeling the at times the not good feeling detox symptoms. A lot of times you're feeling great, right? the only way to experience it is by doing it. The only way to truly learn about this stuff is to actually put it in and to realize that, oh my God, I actually feel great on watermelon juice. I actually don't feel crappy, you know, transitioning out of juicing into mainly juicing and some eating food, right? We are family. Exactly, Alana. It definitely feels like that. So tomorrow I start, and hopefully we start together to walk this path together. I will take you by the hand, myself, personally, and guide you and walk you through this, through the comments and through the discussion after the Facebook live ends, and all of that every day. If you can comment on how you're doing, where you are on your detox journey, how your day is going, comment those things in my Facebook lives. I'm going to do a Facebook live every single day. Every single day. I'm going to do a Facebook live, and that is where you can check in on your progress. All right? I got you. Awesome. Come here. I got you. I got you. I got you. I won't let you fall. All right? If you do fall, I will help you get back up. If you don't want to get back up, that's okay. You will, because you're not going to enjoy it back down there. All right? We're going to do this. That's right, Vicky. We're going to do this one day at a time. We're going to love ourselves back into our health, one sip at a time. Tina says, you're amazing. I'm in. Awesome. Type right now in the comments. Type right now in the comments. Sorry, I was just reading a message from my daughter who's at an Airbnb on the beach enjoying her birthday. Type in the comments. Alana says, I don't know how much to drink though. Drink as much as you can. I recommend 4 liters because I know that if I drink 4 liters, starting with one of these, I start with one of these 500 mils as soon as I wake up, and I sip it throughout the course of an hour. And every hour I fill it back up to the top and I sip it back down again until I get to 4 liters. And what that does, that keeps me satiated. I'm not hungry. I am not having any cravings. I am not, I have so much energy. You're going to have so much energy that you're going to have to shut it down. Like you're going to say, oh my God, it's too late. I need to go to bed, right? And it's going to be like the perfect amount. You're going to be able to really feel the effect of flushing out. You're going to poop a lot, guys. You're going to have a lot more bowel movements because your body is pulling out and pulling off of your intestinal wall all of that stuck mucoid plaque that has been stuck there for decades because of bad lifestyle eating habits. You're going to have a lot of things go on in your body that it's going to shock and surprise you. But through it all, I'm going to walk you through it so that you know that you're not losing your mind. You know that you're not hurting yourself. You know that you're doing this. And this is a sign, not of your body is not liking, I can't do fruit juices because when I do, my kidneys kill me. I get these pains in my back. You're going to know that, yay, that's what we want. We want to go for that. We want to turn our kidneys on and get this show going. We want to flush these kidneys out. We want to flush the lymphatic waste out of our body. Okay? So for me, what that means is 4 liters a day. 4 liters a day. And no water. I don't drink any water. This is my structured water. This is what I do. This is what I get. This is where I hydrate myself. Regular plain water, even if it's alkalized, is dehydrating to the body. Okay, who else is in? Let me know in the comments. If you're watching live, let me know in the comments right now. Declare it. I'm in. You can figure out how many days you want to do. We have until tomorrow, but I want you to declare that you're in. All right? Vicky says it's not scary at all. So much energy during. Right, Vicky, how many days are you on this now? What is your total days, Vicky? Grape is awesome. I once did a 3-day grape juicing for kidney stone cleansing. Perfect fruit to start. Yes, Lenny. Are you going to be doing grape again, Lenny? Let me know, let me know. And all of your questions. So as we go through this, you're like in my class now. This is like a class right now, right? We're in class together. And what I want you to think of this as is come to, hi Marielle, oh my goodness, hello from Paris, France. You're so awesome. What I want you to know is that you're not in this alone. And in these Facebook Live videos, this is where you can message and you can type your questions and you can check in. This is going to be your accountability time every single day. Okay? You're not going to get in trouble if you slip and fall. No, nobody's going to be shaming you. Nobody is going to be saying, oh, you need to get right back. No, this is where we're going to be supporting you to sort of problem solve where you are slipping and falling. Maybe we can tweak a few little, things. And I'm basically going to be doing my one-on-one coaching in a group setting. This is going to be a group coaching, a group class where we're going to be able to really learn and figure out the strategies and the different ways that we can make it through and be successful at it. Because at the end of the day, all we want is to be successful in returning to our health. And we're going to do that together. So today is day 0. Tomorrow is day 1. And tune in, make sure to follow my Facebook page here, because when I go live, you want to be able to see it right away on your phone. Set your notifications on your phone to get your, whatever it takes, right? Tune in at noon here on my page, and I will share it to my other juicing groups so that you guys can also see when I'm going live in there. And that way we can do this together. If you're feeling a little nervous about starting this, that's awesome. If you weren't a little bit nervous, I would not think you're really that serious, because no matter how much you've done this before, especially if you've done this before, you know a little bit of what you're in for, and you know that it's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to muster all that energy to do that. And so that's normal. I feel it. I'm like, oh my God, did I just commit to freaking grape juice for 40 days? What am I thinking? But then I remember back to when I committed to 30 days of 4-hour pineal gland meditation for starting at 4 a.m. every day. And I did that, and it changed my life. I stood on Dr. Joe Dispenza's stage in Cancun and talked about that in a YouTube. It's on YouTube. So that's what we're doing. Get your minds all set up for success by telling yourself, this is going to be awesome. Burns is going to guide the way. She's going to lead the way. She knows what she's doing. She's done it before. She's a little scared too, but she's doing it. And I'm going to borrow her strength, right? I'm going to work on my page today for the website that kind of lays out a little step-by-step guide of how to get started and what to drink, how much to drink, little tips and tricks on, when to fill up your mason jar, just little things like that. And then we're going to start tomorrow, and we're going to have a great time doing this. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys so much, and I want to encourage you and let you know that you really do hold within your hands the power to heal your body, heal your mind, heal your spirit and your soul, all in one. And that if you've been doing this kind of work, if you've been doing the spiritual kind of work and the evolutionary kind of work for some time, like I have been doing, you really want to amplify it up with this, because this has been like the crowning jewel on the crown of everything that I have been about and that I've been working on and doing in my life, and doing all of that. And yes, anyone want to buddy up? Alana, this is what this is all about. We are all buddies here. As you go through and as the days go by, this is why I want to encourage you guys to comment, ask the questions, cheer each other on. Alana, we are, all of us here are all the buddies. This is the buddy group. We're buddying up. Me and you, first of all, what am I, chopped liver over here? What? I'm your buddy. We're buddied up. We are officially buddies. We're officially buddies. Comment on each other's posts. When you see each other commenting in the comments on the Facebook Live, reply to those people. You're going to start seeing people regularly in here, and we're buddying up. This is it. We're buddying up. We're buddying up. All right, guys, I love you all so much. I'm going to go see what Dali is up to. What time is it? It's 11:43. Oh my God, that was so much fun. We had so much fun for almost 2 hours. Okay, and I got to go to the bathroom. I got to go pee. I'm not going to lie. I've been bursting over here. All right, guys, I love you all so much. Remember, if you're going to post anything on your wall, or if you're going to share this, remember everything. Hashtag Juicy Jumpstart, hashtag The Real Juicy Detox, so that people can click on those hashtags and see information about what we're doing without you having to say, what am I doing? Just say hashtag The Real Juicy Detox. I am directly real talking, Alana. You're hilarious. That's why you want to try to catch me live, right? Alana says, it does feel like you're talking directly to me a lot. LOL. Because I am, babe. I am. I love you guys. This is what I do, by the way. Just a little thought, the last thing I'm going to say. A lot of times when I have, conversations with my besties, my girlfriends who are on my speed dial, we pop up our cameras and we just have our chats. And the other day, Danielle said, wow, this just feels like Facebook Live. I was cooking. I was making marinated mushrooms, and she was in my kitchen. She said, I feel like this has just been like a one-on-one Facebook Live with you, Burns. You're so amazing. We should record this. I'm like, I know. She says that all the time. Wow, that we should have recorded this. And I'm like, it's okay. There's a lot more downloads where those came from. I'm not worried. It's 1:43. I know, it's crazy, right? All right, guys, this has been a blast. My other Facebook Lives that I do for my day 0 to whatever, I want to aim to have them more, short form, like 10, 15 minutes long. But I know that's going to go out the door because, that frigging never happens. And we're hanging out, right? I love you guys. I love you. 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 Have a good day today. Get yourselves ready. Get yourselves psyched up. Have that conversation with your family members to let them know, this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. This is how I'm doing it. I'm going for my health. I'm going for it with Burns and a whole beautiful community online. And these are the things that I will not be, this is what I said to Dali last night. These are the things that I will not be doing for the next 40 days. These are what I am going to be doing. This is what I'm not going to be doing for the next 40 days. I'm not prepping any food for you. So if you're hungry, which he rarely is anyhow, because he really is, he comes home and is like, where's my juice? I want more watermelon juice. He might nibble on something like berries or bananas or something like that, but really he's not that much. But I'm not prepping any food for you. I'm not grocery shopping for any food for you. So if you want those two things done, you're going to need to do that for yourself. I love you. I'll be back to do those things after my 40-day cleanse. But while I'm doing my 40-day cleanse, I am not looking at or touching food. You're a big boy. You can handle it. I'm going to say the same thing to my daughters. They're in charge of their stuff. I'm not over functioning and I'm not doing any of that stuff. I just saw Dali just tuned in. Hi, Dali. What else did we talk about last night, lover? What did we talk about? We talked about how, that was basically it. I'm on sabbatical from the kitchen. I'm on sabbatical. I've had my fun playing in the kitchen and with my dehydrator and with all my dips and all the loveliness, and I'll be back. But for the next 40 days, I'm focused on this. I'm focused on my grape cleanse. I want to take this up to the next level to see from a first-hand experiential level. I want to see what this is going to be like within my body so that I can speak on this from a first-hand experience level. And everything else, if you need me, I'll be in Glenda. This is where I am right now. And this is a great spot for me because I don't have to smell the food. If they want to cook something, and sometimes the girls do, I don't have to. Not that it bothers me anymore. And it's like, that smells good. What are you cooking? Oh, yes, enjoy. I don't come down on them, and they're on their own path, right? But I told them, for me, I'm on a sabbatical. It's like as if I went away to a retreat center. It's like I went to live with Dr. Morse. I'm going to live with Dr. Morse for 40 days. I'll be here with you all, but in my mind, I'm on sabbatical. I'm on a healing retreat. I'm in my own monastery within my little bubble. And my focus is not going to be on what you are going to eat. You're in charge of yourself. You're a big boy. You girls are big girls. You can handle it. Now, for those of you who have younger children, obviously you need to take care of your family. But freaking harness the power of your husbands, will you please? Can ya? All right? Okay? Let them know that, hey, mama needs to take care of herself, because if mama ain't healthy, ain't nobody gonna be happy, right? I need to take care of myself, and I need you to give me some of your time. I get it. You come home from work, you're tired. I know you've worked a whole day. Me too. Me frigging too. All right? But I need your help. I need your help. Okay? And the way that you can help me is not bringing your junk food in the house, not bringing your takeout in the house. That's going to smell it up and be a trigger for me emotionally, if that triggers you. Not waving food under my nose, right? Not tempting me with, oh, you want some booze? Or no, you're not going to do that. You're going to help me out. You're going to say, babe, what do you need for your juicing? You need something at the grocery store? Can I pick up some more of that organic Concord fresh pressed, not from concentrate juice for you? What can I do for you? Can I rub your feet? How can I love you in the way that you need to be loved? What can I do for you? All right? You need to train your partners how to treat you. Okay? You need to train them, and you need to let them know that you need love and support. And the main reason why you're so sick is because you're always doing for other people, and you're not stopping to do for yourself. And this is where you let them know what you need for your healing and for your well-being. And if they love you, they will answer the call. Yes. Pain says, love it. I'm in my own monastery. Yes. Yes. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow, noon. Same bat time, same bat channel, right here. Awesome.